Welcome back to Brent's Hang. I'm Brent Barnett. We're having another hardware makeover today, everyone. This is number 15. I love 15s, especially 1s and 5s when you put them together. Just so you guys know, we had a chili cook-off today, and I was one of the judges, happily. But I'm starting to get the sweats a little bit, and I may have to jet out of here real quick, if you know what I mean. But anyways, for those of you guys that aren't familiar with this show, this is the episode where you guys send me videos and pictures of your setup to brentshang.gibraltar@gmail.com, and I choose one each episode to remake in my own way using Gibraltar hardware. So, let's see who this episode's drummer is. This is Chili, dude. I asked for the guy's name. It's in the chili. Do I have to eat it? Can I?
Yeah.
Good chili. Okay, let's see. I'm getting sidetracked here. You guys are getting so creative with this. But this is the best one yet, I would say. If I can't read the name, though, this is going to be a problem. Okay, there we go. Ooh, that almost landed on my snare drum. Jay Russell. All right, so let's see what Jay's working with here. He's got a 12-inch rack tom, two 16-inch floors, one on either side of him, 14-inch snare, and two 22-inch kick drums. Now for cymbals, he's got two large crashes positioned one right over each bass drum, and then just beneath that, he's got two small crashes, and then on each of his right and left-hand side, he's got two large chinas, and then on his right side, he's got an ice bell. All right, so let's see how Jay's got everything mounted here. He's using side racks, so I like them already. On the left-hand side, he's got a short side rack that the bars have this rusty look to it, which is really kind of cool. Gives it a different appearance than I've ever seen with racks. Out of the back leg, he's got his china, and then out of the front leg, he has his left main crash mounted directly out of. Now on the left kick drum, he's got his small crash mounted out of the bass drum mount. Then he's got his rack tom mounted to a stand that he created out of the rusty looking rack bars. He made a T-leg out of the rusty looking rack bars and then created a down shaft that he cut off of a cymbal stand tier, clamped it to the T-leg, and then added a tom arm to it. His right bass drum, the bass drum mount is actually holding his right small crash. And then on the right-hand side, he has another side rack made out of the rusty looking bars. His right main crash is coming out of the front leg, and his china is coming out of the back leg. And then he has an ice bell coming right off of the crossbar, shooting off towards the back of his floor tom. So Jay's already done a fantastic job of consolidating everything onto basically two racks and cleaning up the floor space. He's got his two small crashes on the bass drum mounts, and I love that. I think that's really cool. I saw this as an opportunity to show you guys on different ways that you can use products that we have and do the exact same thing that he did. And there's one thing that I was able to consolidate and make a little bit easier, and I'm going to show you. So on the left side, I'm using the Stealth side mounting system, which is the gsvms. Now this is a side rack that's 30 inches long and about 15 inches high. It's very stealth-like, it's really tiny. Out of the back leg, I've got the china, and then on the crossbar, I decided to flip my floor tom upside down, and I'm hitting it. Good Lord, what just happened? I turned a floor tom into a rack tom. I got that off the ground too. Moving over to my left crash, I have it mounted to the crossbar as well, but I needed some more height on it, so I used the legless cymbal stand, the 6709 NL. Now, I took the small crash that was mounted out of his bass drum and mounted it out of the front leg of the side stealth rack. Now, moving over to the front, I'm using the gsvms-kit, which is the vertical stealth mounting system. Now, this is the version that has a front tom mount and a snare basket, and it connects together with a curved bar. You guys have seen it. If you haven't, watch. There's plenty of videos on it. You'll love it. It's one of my favorites. But this is great because it consolidates the amount of legs that are on the ground. Normally, you would have 6 legs on the ground. Now you only have 2. So moving over to the right-hand side, I'm using the stealth side mounting system as well, the GSS-MS. And out of the front leg, I have my small crash mounted directly out of the front leg over the bass drum. Then my right main crash is mounted to the crossbar, but I have to use the really huge, big and tall cymbal stand here, the 6709 NL, that doesn't have any legs, remember. And then I took my floor tom, flipped this thing upside down, and I'm mounting it as a hanging floor tom. So once again, none of the feet are on the floor. Out of the back leg, I've got the china, and then off the crossbar of the rack, I have the ice bell mounted. Now, how can you beat that? Just so you guys are aware, full disclosure, because I mounted the floor toms to the rack, I added 2 memory locks to the crossbar on this side rack because I was concerned about the floor tom being so heavy on the bar that the whole bar was going to rotate. So I just added a pair of the SC-GCML, one to each of the right angle clamps to prevent the bar from rotating. So the product highlights for this setup are the GSS-MS, which is the side stealth mounting system, the gsvms-kit, which is the stealth vertical mounting system, and the 6709 NL, which is the legless cymbal stand. Okay, so that's it for this month's episode of Hardware Makeover. Jay, thank you so much for submitting your kit. I enjoyed getting to mess with it. I love new opportunities and figuring out different ways of using our gear. And I must say, I find it's very interesting. I've never, ever set up a kit without a hi-hat and a ride cymbal. And I would love to see how you approach the kit without either. So dude, you gotta send me a video of it. So for those of you that want to submit, please send all of your videos and pictures to brenthang.gibraltar@gmail.com. And for those of you that have submitted a while ago and you haven't heard anything, stay tuned because I've got a laundry list of names that I've got to go through and you might be next. So we'll see you next time.